it kept drawing rock in, and the heavier the space was. It's Einstein's equations. E equals mc squared. It's what says that the gravity in space draws, it creates a like a blanket. If you laid a blanket out and you took something heavy, a bowling ball, if you put a bowling ball on a bed, this is like the best way to describe it. If you put a bowling ball on a bed, okay, in the middle of the bed, and you took a marble, okay, and you put the marble on the edge of the bed, what's that marble going to do? It's going to roll towards the bowling ball, okay? That's what Einstein's E equals mc squared essentially boiled down to, is that there's gravity that exists in space, and the heavier it is, it's going to draw things in. So, I believe that. Okay, I believe that. But that's not to say that God didn't create that. Okay, I can't say that God didn't create that space-time and that sort of shit exists. I don't know. I personally, my own perspective is that I would prefer to believe it. But, just because the science and the math all work out doesn't mean that you can't think that there was a higher power. Because again, now the question becomes back to the atheist. How did these things happen? Why does the science work like that? You know what I mean? Just because it's so doesn't mean that there wasn't like a higher design behind why it works that way. And so this is where the argument becomes, if you're talking with somebody who has an open mind, someone who is willing to actually discuss these things with you on an intellectual level, right? They will sort of have to say, well, you're right. You know what I mean? Like the science is true, and again, science still hasn't figured out the Big Bang. The Big Bang thing. Nobody's been able to narrow it down. Nobody's been able to absolutely figure out this is exactly what happened when the Earth was suddenly formed. Like it just happened. And to me, the notion is somewhat crazy. Now, if you really wanted to start getting into the nutty science of it, not the nutty, but like the real the super crazy math science of it, then you start getting into what's called M theory, which talks about there being multiple universes that exist, and every now and then these multiple universes in a higher level of existence bump into each other, and that literally creates a new universe, and that's where the Big Bang comes from. But that's it's sort of out there hyper thinking shit. So, but anyway, again, when you come to the Big Bang, like nobody's been able to say this is exactly what happened, and until they do, there's always going to be somebody out there who could argue like, well, it was God. It was God. God made the Big Bang happen. And so the Bible got some things wrong. The Bible got wrong the fact that the Earth is not 1 million years old. The Bible got wrong that this or that, but it was God. So who else did it? I don't fucking know. And hopefully I'll know before the end of my life, which will be significantly longer than some people.
You are just going to be immortal. I know that for a fact.
Amen, man, if I have my say.
I'm sorry. Craig's getting a beer. I'm trying to get things ready here.
I know what I want to talk about next.
Good. Okay. Because then I want you to hold off on that. Because now we're going to take our second break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about this news story. We're going to take your
We're going to talk about this. Perfect. We're going to talk about a St. Louis Uber driver who put videos of hundreds of passengers online, and they had no fucking clue. St. Louis Uber driver put hundreds of videos of passengers online, and his passengers had no idea. Think about that for a second. How many times have you ridden in an Uber? How many times have you ridden in an Uber? And if that shit was being recorded, video, and somebody put it online, would you like it? We're going to talk about that.
We are going to talk about that. We're going to take our break, and we come back. More Common Sense New Hampshire coming up right after this. And, as you guys know, Common Sense New Hampshire is brought to you by PDS. We'll be back.
This is Philip Palker from Precision Delivery Solutions. I'm the president and owner of the corporation. We are a truckload carrier regionally based in the Northeast, currently looking for qualified CDL drivers with top pay and benefits for this area. We urge you to give us a call at 1-800-639-3095, extension 1020. That is 1-800-639-3095, extension 1020. We look forward to hearing from you folks. We are the future of transportation.
Did you know that more than 3 million people in the U.S. are living with chronic hepatitis C? But as many as 75% don't know they're infected? Hepatitis C can affect anyone, but those born from 1945 through 1965 have the highest rates of this disease, and many don't know how or when they got infected. So what is hepatitis C? It's a serious liver disease caused by the hepatitis C virus. Many people can live with hepatitis C for decades without ever having symptoms or feeling sick. But over time, chronic hepatitis C can lead to severe health problems, including liver damage and liver failure. In fact, hepatitis C is a leading cause of liver cancer. In the past, hepatitis C was not typically included in routine blood tests. But if you were born from 1945 through 1965, the CDC now recommends that you get a blood test for hepatitis C as part of your standard medical care. Getting tested is the only way to know if you have hepatitis C, so talk to your doctor and find out if you have hepatitis C. It could save your life. No more.
It's Thursday night, and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a pitcher for the table, which quickly becomes two. There's pool. And there's the photo booth.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese!
Followed naturally by an order of wings. And another.
Can we get some extra ranch sauce?
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap.
So what are we doing this weekend?
And lastly, it's back to the car, which, if you're buzzed, could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzzed driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzzed driving, because buzzed driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real men of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Nudist Colony Activity Coordinator,
Mr. Nudist Colony Activity Coordinator.
wearing nothing but a whistle and a clipboard. You're living the real American dream. Getting paid to think up fun things to do naked.
Running free.
Sure, there's danger. Vinyl chairs, sunburns, chafage, and lawn darts completely out of the question.
Watch out now.
Your keen instincts tell you to stick to activities that involve lots of bouncing and jiggling. And if that doesn't work, who cares? You're all naked.
It's your birthday.
So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, nudie boy, because we all know when the going gets tough, the tough get naked.
The Nudist Colony Activity Coordinator.
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
If you're looking for some live music and a little fun, then Perfect Entertainment, Nashua's best for DJs and karaoke selection, is your answer. Hailed by the Nashua Telegraph, they do it all from birthday parties to weddings to corporate events. Perfect Entertainment will provide entertainment your family and friends will remember for a lifetime. For more information, visit the Perfect Entertainment page on Facebook. You can also contact them at 247-6470. That's 247-6470.
It's the Common Sense New Hampshire Show, brought to you by PDS, Precision Delivery Solutions. My name is Bernie. Craig is here with me as well. Taking your phone calls. 603-217-5400 is the phone number. Once again, it's 603-217-5400. Give us a call. We talked about certain things about the universe, opportunities. How do you guys feel about this? Give us a call. Again, we're taking, we have an open forum, if you will, for open topics. So if there's something that you would definitely want to talk about, by all means, come on the show and let us know. Again, 603-217-5400. All our social media apps are open as well. You can find us on every social media app. You just have to look up Common Sense NH or Common Sense New Hampshire, and you'll find us there. So welcome back to the show. Again, a couple things that we definitely want to say thank you to all our Spreaker listeners, our iHeartRadio listeners, YouTube as well. So that's it. So we got our next segment coming up. And Craig, this is a good one.
Back again.
This is a good one.
Yeah, this is fantastic, man. A St. Louis Uber driver has put videos of hundreds of passengers online, and most of them had no idea. On a recent Saturday night, 2 women in their early 20s called an Uber from Ballpark Village in downtown St. Louis. Within minutes, Jason arrived driving a black Chevy Silverado. They climbed in the pickup's back seat, illuminated by purple lights. Ooh, sexy. The driver, a bearded man in his 30s, was friendly. The women asked where he went to high school. They joked about friends they were going to meet at the bar across town, which is typical fucking bullshit in an Uber. But there was something the women didn't know. Their driver was streaming a live video of them to the internet, and comments from viewers were pouring in.
Wow.
So fantastic. The blonde is a 7, the brunette is a 5. Someone with the username Drunken Eric commented. She doesn't sit like a lady, though, another viewer added. This is creepy, said another. The women are among hundreds of St. Louis area Uber passengers who have been streamed online without their knowledge by the driver, Jason Gargak, according to the article, 32 of Florissant, the article says. Gargak has driven about 700 rides in the area since March through Uber. Plus more with Lyft. So the dude's smart. He's covering both of them. If he's going to do this shit, it's fantastic. Nearly all have been streamed to his channel on Twitch, a live video website popular with video gamers where Gargak goes by the username Just Smurf. Passengers have included children, drunken college students, and unwitting public figures such as a local TV news reporter and Jerry Cantrell, lead guitarist with the band Alice in Chains. Dope.
No way.
Dope. First names and occasionally full names are revealed. Homes are shown. Passengers are thrown up, kissed, which costs a shit ton if you throw open an Uber. You don't want to do that. Passengers have thrown up, kissed, talk trash about, hopefully not throwing up and then kiss. That would be gross. I've been offered that before.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I've turned that down. Talk trash about relatives and friends and complained about their bosses in Gargak's truck. All the while, an unseen online audience watches, evaluating women's bodies, judging parents, and mocking conversations. It's so fantastic. So it's a huge article. You can find it in what's called the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. And I got to be honest with you, Bernie, I think it's fucking fantastic. I mean, I think that's so awesome.
All right. So this article came out. Did anything came a result out of it? Is it just more notoriety? Is it? Did he get in trouble at all? Or?
Lyft and Uber initially released prepared responses to questions from the Post-Dispatch about the live stream, simply noting the practice is legal.
Yep.
Because in Missouri, only one party to a conversation needs to consent to a recording. In this case, that is Gargak. So he agrees that, and that's good. Quote, driver partners are responsible for complying with the law when providing trips, including privacy laws, an Uber spokesman wrote earlier this month. Recording passengers, they went on to say, without their consent is illegal in some states, but not Missouri. So the prevailing law...
Wow.
Well, here's the deal. So the prevailing law across the country, and most people will think I have no fucking idea what I'm talking about. You're welcome to look it up. But the prevailing law in most countries is what boils down to what they call a reasonable expectation of privacy. That's literally legal wording right there, legal verbiage, a reasonable expectation of privacy. And in most states, the agreed upon, and people always try to fight that in court, but the prevailing belief is that when you walk out your door, okay, you do not have a reasonable expectation of privacy. And this shit sometimes applies to people when they make phone calls. So if you record somebody on a phone call and you don't have that legal disclaimer that states, this call may be recorded for quality, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So, but businesses need that to cover their own asses because they have a legal department and everything else. But if you're walking down Main Street in Nashua, okay, and I'm talking to you and I'm on Elm Street in Manchester, okay, and that's clearly established that that's what's going on, and you record that conversation, in New Hampshire, there are laws against illegally recording a phone conversation, but it would immediately get thrown out of court because neither one of us had a reasonable expectation of privacy while we were on that call. You know what I mean? You were in downtown, you're walking down Main Street in Nashua. I'm walking down Elm Street in Manchester. There's no privacy, dude.
Right. We're in a public area.
Right. So... Anyway, that's the way it worked. They say a Lyft spokesman echoed that response, saying drivers are required to follow local laws, quote, including with regard to the use of any recording device. The companies did not respond to follow-up questions over the course of the week about the ethics of live streaming customers without their knowledge. After the story was published, an Uber spokesman said the company suspended Gargak after reviewing his videos. So it's unfortunate that he got suspended because at the end of the day, if we're talking the ethics of it, fuck you. Mm-hmm. Fuck fuck you. You know what I mean? It's the law.
Right. He didn't do anything illegal.
Exactly. We're not talking the ethics of it. You know what I mean? What about the ethics of these people that when they're getting these Uber rides and they act a fucking fool? Where do their ethics not apply? So the troubling behavior in the videos, according to a spokesman, the troubling behavior in the videos is not in line with our community guidelines. The new statement read, quote, "The driver's access to the app has been removed while we evaluate his partnership with Uber. Uber prohibits inappropriate or disrespectful behavior